Hi guys, thank you for hitting that play button. I'm coming to you guys today to answer that question that I shared last week. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Myth or fact? I must thank every one of you who had actually taken time to answer this. And before we jump in, if you're seeing me for the first time, this is Kiru Kishore Kumar. I'm a pharmacologist, certified integrative nutrition health coach, intuitive practitioner, and founder of Reboot Health. So breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. So the answer is it's a myth. I'm sure some of you might be surprised to hear this. Eating a hearty breakfast had always been considered as a cornerstone of a healthy diet, right? And skipping it, we are told that you're going to feel hungry throughout the day and overeat, or even feel less energy, right? Although this sounds as a universal truth, in reality, it is not. It is not the case at all. You know, I used to believe the same. When I was a kid, my mom used to tell me that I need to have my breakfast before going to school, especially before going for my sports practice in the morning. And if not, I'm not going to have enough energy to run around, and I will feel very tired and even feel dizzy during the day. So even though I'm not hungry, I used to force myself to have breakfast before going to school. I'm sure many of you can relate to this. It is really not necessary to eat first thing in the morning. And we used to think that we need to fuel up well ahead for the day. But the truth is, our body has its own intelligence to do this automatically without us having to eat. And here's how it does. Well ahead you wake up, the natural circadian rhythm jolts your body to release a heady mix of growth hormones like cortisol, epinephrine, adrenalin, and these cocktails of hormones stimulates your liver to produce more glucose, and that gives you that good shot and way to wake you up. This is also known as the dawn phenomenon. These released hormones stimulate a mild fight or flight response in your body, which in turn activates your sympathetic nervous system. So when this happens, your body is ready for action. And these hormones also stimulates more release of glucose into your bloodstream, and your body is going to have enough energy. So the first thing you wake up, you're fueled up and ready to go. So this is why most of us don't feel hungry when we wake up. And if you do, it may be due to the behavioral pattern that you have been used to from childhood. So here's another thing. People tend to think if you eat a heavy, big breakfast, you can reduce the food intake during the day. Now, this is not true all the time. You know, studies show that more one eats at breakfast, the higher the calorie intake during the day. So that means if you're going to be eating a heavy, big breakfast, you might end up eating more during the day and more often as well. You may have heard people say that if you skip breakfast, your metabolism is going to slow down. Again, a study show that total energy expenditure remain same whether you eat breakfast or not. Real problem we all have in today's lifestyle is we are all in a rush in the morning. We don't have time. So what happens is we tend to go for food that are convenient, affordable, and processed so that it has longer shelf life, right? Surely the sugary cereals had become the kings of our breakfast table. Nearly 73% of children are eating sugary cereals every day in the morning. And what are the other options we have for breakfast? Toast, muffins, pancakes, and instant oats, your fruit juices, All these are cheap refined carbs and refined sugars that are really not food. Here are some common sense questions that you can ask yourself about breakfast. First one, am I really hungry to eat breakfast? If the answer is no, then skip breakfast. Second, does eating breakfast make me more hungry? So for example, say you had a toast and a glass of orange juice and you got hungry just after an hour, then you either skip your breakfast. If you choose to have breakfast, go for real food like eggs, avocados, or green smoothies. And lastly, remember, skipping breakfast does not mean that you can have a Krispy Kreme donut as a mid-morning snack, right? You know, breakfast means breaking your fast. Our body had been in a fasted state when we were sleeping for 7 to 8 hours. So when we choose our food, we got to make sure that we are choosing real food, not food-like substance, not processed food, not those cheap refined carbs and sugars that really not serve your body. Hope that helped. If you do have any clarifications or if you feel this is something very useful, please share your comments. I would love to hear from you. And until I see you again, bye-bye now.